Okay, y'all, what is up? I haven't posted a video on here in mad long, but I just like I'm feeling it right now, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. I want to do a pick a card reading. It's gonna be a connection reading, so we're gonna see what comes up. It's gonna be 3 different readings. Obviously, you're picking based on, I have some little figures that are gonna represent each pile, and could be a romantic connection, could be a friendship connection, could be a family connection, you know, like we're just gonna see what's gonna come out. So pile 1 is gonna be this shorty. She's holding a little, I feel like it's like a fennec fox. That's what it is in my brain, but it looks like, yeah, like a little fox, a little baby fox. So cute. So this is pile 1. Pile 2 is this shorty. She's like an oceanic shorty. She got some starfish in her hair. She's holding a little orb. This is pile 2. Pile 3 is gonna be this little blonde boy taking a bath. He's got, I ain't gonna lie, he looks a little sickly, but he's mad cute. He's got his little towel on his head. He's vibing. I keep him in my bathroom because, like, come on. Duh. So take a minute, fill out which pile you wanted to. Pile 1, 2, or 3, and let's get into it. Okay, so if you chose this shorty, this is your reading. Hi, pile 1. So our first card is Fall Into My Arms, and it says surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So what I'm feeling right away with this connection is it's a connection that's offering you support and trying to hold you through, maybe you're going through a difficult time and you're having trouble surrendering to this support, even though I feel like you know that you could benefit from it, and you know that this person is more than willing and desiring to support you and to offer this for you, but you're experiencing a lot of resistance. That's very clear. The other card that came out with that is Earthed, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. So I feel like you're a person that throughout your life it's been very difficult to connect with people in a deep way, and when you do connect with those people, it's mad deep and it's so sincere and earnest and all of that, but it's more rare for you to feel that way. And I feel like that may be some of what's caused this resistance that's coming up in you, because you've had experiences where it was difficult to connect with someone in a way where you felt comfortable to receive support or to even just feel like genuine connection. And so I feel like your body is kind of in a space of like not feeling secure to be able to open up to that. So let's go deeper, because I still don't know what like breed of connection this is. I just know that there's this person that's offering you support and you're feeling resistance towards it. And it sounds like there's valid reasoning as to why you've been, like, it's not out of nowhere. It's like, it's kind of a trauma response. It's kind of like, well, I've never really felt genuinely supported and connected to someone, or maybe it's been very rare instances that you have, and so you've like become so accustomed to doing everything on your own that it's just difficult and unnatural to open up to that, and so you're having a lot of hesitancy, because that's super vulnerable to depend on someone, to rely on someone, to allow yourself to feel supported by someone. And you don't want to do that from a space of like, you want to feel sure about that, because you need to be able to trust that, and you're having difficulty. It's just not quite there yet. So let's go in with some tarot and see if we can get some clarification about what this connection is. What's the breed of this connection? Who is this person to pile 1? Temperance. I feel like this fits well because Temperance, she's represented where she has 1 foot on the land and 1 foot in the water. And it's a card of like balance, and it speaks of like merging the physical realm with the spiritual realm. And I feel like it is representative of where you are in this, where you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're feeling a calling to it. And I feel like this person, I don't know, the fact that she's an angel, I feel like you have very high, you have a very high perspective of this person. They're almost like an angel in your life, and it's kind of like, is this too good to be true? Can I actually trust this? Can I actually lean into it? Or am I being like psyched right now? Because like, I've never really had that. So it's like, yeah, let's keep going. We have King of Pentacles. You may have met this person through work or through something career oriented. And the Chariot. The Chariot tells me that this connection, as much as you're offering to it, is coming to match you. But it's like, I'm more getting resistance on your end than their end. So it's like they can only come so far if you're only able to come so far. You feel me? So it's definitely kind of, I feel like the connection is kind of in a standstill. I think this this reading could go in a lot of, it could be valid for a lot of different types of connections. This could be romance, this could be friendship, this could be a work endeavor, this could be a family connection. It's applicable to all of that is what I'm getting. Like, this isn't a specific one. This is like a concept that could like take it how it resonates for you, what this connection is in your life. But yeah, it's feeling like it's a bit at a standstill. It could evolve deeper, it could evolve more intimate, but it's like it can only give you that if you're willing to open yourself up to that. So let's try to get some guidance. I'm gonna do another tarot, and then I have an oracle deck I want to go in with. The Empress. I feel like y'all both see each other in so much light. Like, the fact that we got the Temperance and the Empress. And the Empress is all about, like, this person is, they're such a role model to you. Like, I feel like you have such like an awe type of energy around them. And you feel the light, you trust it. But something is still holding you back. And I think it's really just connected to past trauma. And I think it starts with an intention of saying, like, you have to make a choice. Like, are you going to trust this and go deeper? Or are you going to stay back? And I think you do feel intuitively, and the cards are affirming that this is a connection that you can trust. And this is a connection of light and love and good intention. So it's really like I'm getting like the message, like you're standing in your own way in this. Like, it's really up to you to be able to choose to step out of your comfort zone and choose to trust this. And you're not making a blind choice. Like, you feel the light of the person. You feel that they are someone that you admire and that you like aspire to be more vulnerable and open and giving back to them in the way that they are to you. But you're struggling with this, and it's something to be patient with yourself with. You can't, it's weird because it's like you can't force it, but in a sense, I feel like the message is kind of to challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone a little, to start to make effort towards that, even though it doesn't feel comfortable. It's not comfortable to you. It doesn't come naturally. It's not something that you've done time and time again and has rewarded you. So you are feeling like In fact, I feel like there's been connections in the past where you've done that. You've opened yourself up and been vulnerable, and it backfired on you. So you have trauma around that, and it's making it even harder to open yourself up to this. Okay, I'm going to go in with another oracle and see what more we can get. Well, that was a good one. I wish y'all could see my shuffles here. I ain't even gonna say excuse me. I felt like that was a message. Hold on, let me think for a second. I feel like it's like you're learning to just do things and you're not worried about like how it's being received, how it's being viewed. Like, am I being polite? Am I doing like, I feel like in the past, I'm just still geeking off that I got a message off of me burping, but I feel it, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I feel like in the past you've really been overthinking like how you're perceived by others, in a sense that it's also like held you back. And I feel that connected to your resistance towards being vulnerable and open and like receiving and giving with this person, because I feel like you have a view around it of like almost like weakness, or yeah, like kind of like weakness, or just like you feel like it sets you in a light that you don't want to be perceived as. But it's just, I feel like you're learning to just do and just be like based on how you feel called, without all the extra thinkings around it that are like causing fear and resistance and doubt and holding you back. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. I ain't even peeped that before I started yapping, but that fits so good. It's like this mirror. Oh my god, bitch, I'm tapped in, I swear. It's like there's this mirror, right, that's been reflecting back to you. You've been looking so deep into it, and it's like you've been analyzing like how people see you, how this action makes people think this of you, and that, and da 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 da. And it's like that shit is vanishing. Your ego is like sublimating. I don't even know what that really means, but I feel like your ego is being broken down and kind of like put to the back seat with this, because it's like that's not really relevant here. I mean, bless the ego, it does a lot of good for us. I'm not saying nothing like that, but it's like it's going to the back seat, and you're not looking in the mirror so much. That the mirror is vanishing, and you're more just like moving how you feel called. And so if in a certain moment you feel called to move back or to pull your energy back, you're doing that because that's what you feel guided to do, not because you're scared or because you feel like offering your energy is going to look a certain way and makes you view yourself in a certain way, or worried that other people are going to view you in a certain way. It's like, no, I'm not even paying no mind to that no more. It's really just about what I feel called to, and just trusting that and moving with it before I even have the chance to think too deep about it. So I feel like this is a really beneficial energy for you to lean into, and just trust your gut, trust your intuition. And I do feel like there are going to be moments where you still do feel called to pull your energy back and to be a bit more protective of yourself. And I think that's so valid. And I do think it's important to, especially making these big transitions where like in the past you haven't really had experiences where you were able to be supported by someone in a way that it really did benefit you. So it's like your trauma is real, your trauma is valid, and you don't want to just completely force yourself into the deep end, have it backfire, and then you're left even more traumatized, and it's even more difficult to open up to people in the future. It's like definitely you're taking baby steps, and you're approaching things moment by moment and saying like, okay, in this moment, do I feel called to speak my truth back to this person the way they just did to me? And if that feels good, if that feels calling, you're not overthinking it, you're just gonna like lean into it and see how it see how the dust settles with that. And then once it's like, okay, I feel like that just deepened the connection. I feel like that felt right and it felt healing to me. And then, you know, I'm gonna let that dust settle too and let it stack up in a way that's like natural, but you're still able to protect yourself in the moment that you feel called to. You're still able to pull your energy back when it feels like, okay, I think I bit off a little more than I could chew in that moment type shit. So yeah, I feel like, so in summary, I feel like this is a connection of light that was sent to you to help you heal these experiences that you've had of not being able to rely on someone. And I feel like this genuinely is someone that y'all can support each other and lean on each other, and it could be a very healing relationship and connection for you. But it can only give to you as much as you allow it to, or as you are able to give to it. So keep that in mind, and it needs to be like in a space of ultimately equal exchange. But also, yeah, be patient with yourself and allow yourself to lean into that as it feels good and right to you, and trust your baby steps with it. All right, that's what I got for you, pile one. Peace. Oh my god, this energy is already really deep off rip. But okay, so pile two, if you picked this shorty, this is your reading. So right away, we got, the first card is Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Records, Silent Understanding. And I feel like this is a connection where y'all are not in communication right now. Like the silent understanding is speaking a lot to me. I feel like, and okay, so it also came out with Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. And I feel like this silence is almost working in a way, it feels intentional on both of y'all's ends. And it's like, I feel like there's this silent understanding that y'all's silence is protecting the connection, like what it is. Like it's almost like, I'm getting like, y'all froze the connection in time by like ceasing communication. It feels really deep. It feels like, even, oh, I'm gonna go in with the animal spirit. It feels like a soulmate type of energy. I feel like I am getting a romantic energy off of it, but not necessarily. I don't know, similar to pile one, I feel like it could be applicable to like different breeds of relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic. This could be family, this could be a friend, but it feels so deep. I think the depth of it is what almost feels like romance, because it's like, it's really powerful and it's very impactful. And I feel like it's just like, yeah, let's go deeper and see what else wants to come out. But yeah, I'm getting like this is like a no contact at this time, no contact connection. But especially the fact that it's like the silence is protecting it. I feel like y'all left things on relatively good terms, but there's maybe this feeling of like, if we had continued the current energies, like it would have ruined it, or maybe ruined it further if things were starting to get bad, you know? Let's see what comes out in the animal. I'm gonna draw two animal spirit. One, the first one's gonna represent you, and the second one's gonna represent them. Oh, Cobra wanted to come out. This is you. I'm already getting stuff, but let me get your second person first. Two cards came out as the second person. I'm gonna take it. Okay. So you're showing up as the Cobra. They're showing up as the Crow and the Fire Ant. So the Cobra energy is very much that of like a mentor, a teacher, but it's like the mentor is humble enough to also serve as the student, and they're always like searching for what else they can learn, what else they can gather from like these experiences. So I feel like maybe even you were like the initiator of this like silence, because I feel like you intuitively felt that like you kind of had to guide the connection in that way, and it was kind of your responsibility. And I'm feeling that it feels heavy. It feels like it was a difficult decision to make. And especially with the other person coming out, I really like the duality of this, actually. I think it's important that both of these came out, because the fire ant energy is like, this person was a little too, or maybe still is a little too focused. Like their energy is too like intensely focused on the connection to a point where it's kind of putting it out of balance. But the fact that they're also showing up as the crow tells me that they are still a very like, they're a very wise individual. They're very like connected to themselves spiritually and to their intuition. But I feel like maybe their emotions were a bit too heightened, that like, even though like in the depths of them, they know they need to remain in a space of balance, I feel like their emotions and maybe their past traumas were kind of hijacking them a little and bringing them too much into a space of like codependence. Like they were focusing too much. And so I feel like you, as the Cobra, like you knew, like you recognized this unbalance, and it's like your love and your care and everything is still so present, but it's like, I just feel like I have to pull my energy back. Like I feel like I have to protect this situation and this connection by silencing us and by disconnecting us for the time being, but not in a way that's like malicious or ill intent. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. What do I want to see next? I feel like some tarot could help. Let's go in with, I'm going with the Moon and Stars tarot. I just felt like tapping for a second. Okay, so we got Six of Swords movement, which is mad interesting because I was feeling like y'all are in a space of stillness and disconnection, but it feels like the energy is still so like potent and like tangible. And I feel like y'all are both experiencing a lot of like movement in your individual lives, but it's still connected to the connection somehow. Feels very interesting. Let's see if we can get some more clarification. We have Five of Cups and the Emperor. With Five of Cups, it says grief. And with the Emperor, it says structure. So I feel like y'all are both grieving this connection, because it's like, there's still so much love, clearly, between y'all. But it was halted, specifically, I think, by you. And y'all are grieving this because it's like, even though there's this energy of like we're freezing it in time and we could potentially like come back to it at some point, it's still also like that's no guarantee. And like, y'all each have your own free will. Life be crazy and be hijacking things. Like you just never know what the next moment is going to hold. So it's like this connection is like going through a death in this current moment, and it could be resurrected. There's still very much like love and good feelings, but it's like it still could not be. And so I feel like you're being called to also grieve this and release it and not hold on to it, especially this other person that was having trouble with the codependence and like their energy was festering a little too deep onto it. It's like they're being called to release and grieve this connection. And I feel like what's really helping y'all through this time is this Emperor energy of structure. And I feel like, oh, that makes more sense with the movement. Like I feel like you're investing your energy into your career and your other facets of life, like beyond this connection, and you're figuring out like your own routine and your own priorities and how to keep yourself healthy and active. And it's like you're leaning into this sense of movement. And I think it's very, the movement of your life is definitely benefiting your release of this connection, your grieving of this connection, and your yeah, like processing of it and healing of it. So that feels good to lean into and to put your focuses in those other spaces. I feel like there's still some more energy that wants to come, like some more messages that want to come out around this though. I'll go back with this deck. That goes really well. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. I feel like y'all, like this connection, the love is so real and it's so potent that it was almost like, especially the other person, I feel like they had trouble being able to, like, they almost got too consumed by it because of how good it felt and how you know, y'all's chemistry was like really busting and like it was very aligned. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for this. And so I feel like in a sense it was almost like holding y'all back from fully stepping into y'all's lives. And it's like there's a lot more emotion y'all gotta get going and a lot more momentum that needs to build. And it's almost like I feel like this relationship is like a reward. It feels like kind of like something you get at the end of the race, which I also feel like y'all helped each other through the race, but for whatever cosmic reason, it came to a space where y'all needed to step back in order to fully step into life, to find the courage. And it was the perfect storm. Like, I feel like y'all's connection was meant to like come together in the timing that it did and heal certain things, learn certain lessons, get certain things moving. But then like it became a little too all encompassing, especially for this other person, which then guided you to kind of act as the, okay, I gotta step up. I know what I feel called to do. It's really hard to do, but I have to do it for the both of us. And we freeze this in time with no communication, but there's still love. And it gives us the courage. And I'm getting like motivation. Like it's motivating both of y'all to like fully dive into your life, because I think things were left in a clear space of like, okay, there's nothing more to give to this in this moment. Like it's just not aligned to push through this deadness. Like it does feel like there's a death happening, and it doesn't mean that there can't be a rebirth later, but it's just like y'all don't know what that's gonna look like, or if that's gonna happen with different people, or you know. So it created this perfect storm, and I definitely feel like the message is to, I think there's one more message that wants to come. Okay, but I feel like you are meant to lean into these other aspects of life, and I think it's okay to be present with like the protected silence and love that still exists between y'all. But the motion is happening in other aspects of life. I'm gonna get one more message to close this out because I'm feeling it wants to come through. That hit. Sacred gratitude, reverent appreciation, and prayer. You know what I'm getting off of this? I feel like it's so clear what it is, which is what I've already described. And there's still just such this deep, like appreciation and gratitude. Like you're very aware of what this connection has gifted you and its lingering effects in your life and how it's like motivating you forward. And I feel like sometimes there's just these really intense surges of like energy where it's just like, you know, you can't contact this person. The silence is what's protecting it. And I don't think either of y'all have any desire to break that. I think y'all are like surrendering to it and honoring it, which is what feels right. But I feel like there's moments where you just gotta pray. Like you just gotta like be present with the energy and really like allow yourself to fully feel it. And that's your own way of processing it and giving it space and because I feel like it's such a potent energy. It's so deep, and I feel like there are times where you want to kind of numb it or distract yourself from it, which, like, you have a lot of other things moving in life, and it's like good to, you are leaning into that and that is helping you, but it's like you don't want to go too far in a way where it's like an unhealthy way of like distracting yourself from it. I feel like it is really important, because of how potent this energy still is, to still make space and time for it. And even though you can't exchange it with each other at this time, just like being present with it in the self, I think is really important for you to make space and time to do. So my tummy just made a sound. I don't know if y'all heard that. I'm gonna take that. I love how readers I be watching tarot readers, and like any noise that goes on, they're like, that's confirmation, that means this, that means that, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna just lean into it. I feel like you're digesting this situation and you're processing it, and that's what the prayer and the moments of like, it's not just moments of silence, it's intentional. It's like intentional space and time where you're just feeling it and you're just present with it and you're making space for it and surrendering to it. And that is its own form of digesting the situation and healing the energies, and just trusting that that is ultimately moving you towards where you need to be, whether it ends up coming back with this person in the future, or another like just as powerful and spiritually guided connection, like whatever the case may be, it's getting you closer and closer to where you want to be. So trust. Bye, pile 2. Okay, if you chose this sickly little blonde boy taking his bath, minding his business, then this reading is for you. Okay, so our leading energy is Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Brother, you better lay down right now. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. So I'm getting with this that you are an extremely empathic, generous person. And it's like almost in the sense where it's like, I feel like there's a lot of people around you that are like, be careful with that. Like, only, it's like your energy is so precious and you shouldn't give it out so freely to people that maybe don't deserve it. But I feel like there's something deeper going on. It doesn't feel like you're dishonoring yourself in this. We're talking about a specific connection, right? I feel like there's a connection at hand where maybe like friends or people around you are kind of telling you to be more, to be more restricted with what you're giving to this situation. We're gonna go deeper, but I feel like it's like, I give endlessly because the light is without end. It's like, it's not taking from me. I'm tapped into this like infinite source of light to give. Let's go deeper so we can get some clarity around it, because this isn't normally a message I would give, but it's what's coming up. It's like, I think you feel called to giving to this connection for a reason that others from the outside may not really understand. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. You very much are moving intuitively with this and like moving as you feel called. It's not like a decision you made where it's like, oh, this is my person, this is like who I'm gonna marry, so I'm just like gonna give and give and give because I've just already decided like that's what it is. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like you are intuiting moment by moment and giving as you feel called, and you've given a lot, but it feels good. It feels replenishing to you as well. I'm gonna go in with the animal spirit deck. I'm gonna do one for you and one for them. Yeah. Okay, so you're coming out as the camel. This is so spot on, honestly, because the camel, it talks about like The Campbell's got resources in his hump. Like, he's chilling. He's fine. He's like, I'm in the desert, but I'm rocking with it. Like, I got my shit stored up. Like, I have my source to pull from. I'm not starving. I'm not dehydrated. Like, I got the hydration with me. I carry the team on my back because I can, and I'm built for it. I'm built different. You know what I'm getting? Oh. Trying to remember the tarantula. I'm gonna take a peek because I have an idea, but I want to make sure. I don't have the book right here. Hold on. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, so the tarantula. So this other person, they're very much at a crossroads where it's like, I feel like they've come so far in terms of like healing past traumas and things, but they're kind of at a space. It's like a very specific space where it's like they could potentially revert back to past habits and routines that don't serve them, or they just need that little push to help them get through to their path of healing. And it's like you are in a much more stable space. You got the resources stored up, like you're good to go. It's not like you're hanging on by a thread and giving to this is like gonna kill you. It's like you're built different right now. You've processed certain traumas in a way that they're kind of in this, they're at the brink with something, and you know them intimately enough to see exactly, like you see exactly what this moment is for them. And I feel like you know that you were kind of like guided and placed into their life at this specific time to help them make it over that little hump, to be able to no pun intended, to be able to like get through to this path that is really going to serve them. And I don't even know that this is like, I'm feeling like I don't even think you necessarily view this as like your life partner, or like, I just don't think that's, I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying like, I don't think that's even a part of this for you. I think you are feeling like guided to this moment for them to be able to provide the resources that you have to be able to help them like just get steered on the right path. And I think it's simultaneously unlocking and doing something for you. It's almost like I'm getting like you've had certain traumas that you've been able to heal, and you know, we're always healing different layers or different perspectives of our past traumas, and it's like you've done a lot of healing around yours, and it's something that's similar to what they've been through and they are currently healing. And I feel like being able to help them heal this layer, like it's like if it were a ladder of tiers, it's like you've already healed tier 1 and you're on to tier 2, and you see them going on to tier 1, and you've already had that bird's eye view. Like you already know kind of like what the next step could be or what you could offer that could help them with that. And when you offer that, it's moving you from 2 to 3, because it's like you're seeing this played out from a new vantage point that's ultimately healing for you and also processing for you and moving you up. So I feel like it's simultaneously benefiting and growing for you. I'm going with this deck. I want to get a little more clarification on like what this connection is in more of a long-term sense, because I'm almost getting like a temporary type of feeling with it, but I'm curious. Let's see. My nose is itching crazy. I don't know why. I'm trying to think what that could mean. I be watching this one reader and she be burping so much, and she's always like confirmation burp, and I'm like, why does she be burping so much? And then I'm over here burping. Like this is the second time I've burped in this reading. Like That shit's real? Who knew? Cause I swear, like, I don't be burping like that. Like, I really don't. Come on. Princess Savior. Cause, but it also says this princess saves herself. Because in a sense, I feel like you are serving somewhat of a savior to this other individual, because you're helping like guide them through a moment where they just really need that extra support from someone who's been through that shit, and you've been like set in their path for that. And so you're saving them in a sense, but ultimately they have to do the work on their own. You're just kind of helping that extra push and guidance, and like whatever you're giving them is like allowing them to find that. But like I said, I feel like this is in a sense saving you at the same time. And even though it's like it's related to a trauma that you've already healed a good amount of, but it's so there's always more to heal, there's always more layers, there's always more vantage points of the healing. And yeah, I feel like it's ultimately saving you as well. And I think it is important for you to be able to recognize that, because it, like I got from the beginning of the reading, is like there are people in your life that are kind of like telling you to like be careful, be more selective with when and where you provide and give your energy. And I feel like sometimes that can have you kind of like viewing this in a space of like, when I give, I'm taking it away from myself. But I don't feel that is the case here. And I feel like being able to recognize that you are simultaneously benefiting and saving yourself when you are helping this other individual. I feel like being able to have that perspective of it is making a big difference for you, and being able to really feel that replenishment that it's offering you simultaneously. Because otherwise it may give the illusion that it's draining you when it doesn't need to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? Spirit warrior, be brave and true. So I feel like this is confirming again, like, you know what feels true to you, and you have to be brave in the face of like others saying that maybe that's not the right move, or you're dishonoring yourself. It's like, at the end of the day, you know what's right for you and what's true for you, and you're brave, you're standing tall and true in that. I feel like this is I don't know that it's necessary to clarify, but it does feel like a temporary type of connection. Like, I don't know, it could still be romantic or it could be friendship, but it's like, I don't know, I do get the sense that this person is maybe younger than you, or maybe just they're in a different space than you. I will say that. So it's not really giving like, I don't feel like it's like they get through this hump and then y'all are a match and you're able to like lock in as like divine partners or something. I feel like they're on their own journey and you're on your own journey, and y'all synced up at this time. It could be romance, it could be friendship, it could be anything, but it doesn't feel like y'all are like life partners. Like I said, I don't know if it's even relevant to clarify that, but it does feel like y'all just crossed paths at this time and y'all are gonna go on. And it doesn't mean y'all won't know each other and connect still, but yeah, that's what it's giving. I kind of want to do one more concluding message for this. Duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. I'm getting like, trying to figure out how to word this. I feel like this experience, this connection, and the way y'all are both moving through it, it has multiple, it's like multiple metaphors are taking place. It's healing multiple wounds at one time for, I mean, especially you. I feel like it looks different from the outside than what the energy truly is. And it's like, it's not a black and white thing. It's not something that's easily explained to friends and people that are looking in from an outside perspective. It's like, and even for you to be like fully conscious of, it's just like, you really are being guided through this moment by moment, and you're like obeying your intuitions and callings, and like, you know, you're getting the verification through like what feels good and like flowing with that. But it's like, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. And misunderstanding, I feel like, yeah, again, I just feel like outside perspectives are kind of misunderstanding what this connection is to you and what all is like taking place and unfolding energetically. So I feel like ultimately the concluding message is to trust the way you're like feeling called through this, and definitely maintaining this space of kind of like, not disconnect, but you're holding this connection loosely, because there aren't specific end goals, there aren't specific clear, there's not a specific clear end dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like y'all are very much, it seems like a very evolutionary type of connection for the both of y'all, and that's what the focus is, however that may be showing up. So don't give too much energy to outside perspectives that are misinterpreting what it is, because it sounds like not even y'all can fully interpret what it is. It's so energetic and it's so like moment by moment. So just keep trusting like how you feel called to proceed through it, and know that you're embodying your truth, and as it's serving this other person what you are giving, it's also giving to yourself. So own that and run with that. All right, thanks pile 3. Peace.